Good morning. I'm Sarah Pearson in the News 2 Alert Center with your Morning Pulse. A new chapter is underway at the Golden Spike Tower and Visitor Center in North Platte. The Golden Spike Tower and Visitor Center has appointed Kelly Barner as the new director following the resignation of Kirsten Parker, who led the organization for 12 years. The tower, which overlooks Bailey Yard, opened in 2008 and is one of the most visited landmarks in North Platte. We will have more on this story tonight at 6 and on our News 2 app. The Senate rejected a push to reopen the Department of Homeland Security yesterday. Republican leadership had called for another vote to fund the agency. The final 51 to 45 tally included Democratic Senator John Fetterman crossing party lines. 60 votes were needed to advance the measure. Republicans argued that the war with Iran puts more strain on DHS's ability to monitor threats to national security. The GOP is demanding that Democrats vote to fund the department immediately. In sports, a former Nebraska soccer standout is going pro. Reagan Rabe has signed with the Orlando Pride in the National Women's Soccer League. Rabe played for the Huskers from 2020 through 2025. She started 43 games over her first 3 seasons, scoring 10 goals and adding 8 assists. After battling through injuries for 2 years, she returned to play in 2025 and started all 18 games, notching 4 goals and 6 assists. Rabe is one of 3 current former Huskers in the NWSL. She joins Haley McCutcheon on the Orlando Pride and Sarah Weber, who plays for Racing Louisville. And professional volleyball will take over the Heartland Event Center when Love, Nebraska will take on Love Salt Lake this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Heartland Event Center. You'll be able to see Husker greats such as Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez. Our pregame coverage will be right here starting at 6 p.m. on News 2, then continue streaming on our News app and Roku from 6:30 until game time. You can also catch the game live on air through our sister station, 1011.
Well, hi there, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Friday morning. Friday, my last forecast until next Saturday. I will be filling in for Luke next Saturday evening. I'm going to be on all next week, so I'll be filling in for Luke next Saturday. But we have got a lot of weather to talk about just in the next 24 hours here, starting with a couple of frontal boundaries in the area. The first one is bringing the switch of winds and a drop in temperatures. The second one reinforcing the colder air as well here. They'll eventually kind of merge into one front, but out ahead of it, it is mild. It is somewhat humid. We've had areas of fog and drizzle, especially around that front. Some of the worst of the fog this morning has been around the Tri-Cities area right in here. So this is kind of the foggiest area. Drizzle, we've had some showers and thunderstorms over eastern Nebraska, and snow now entering the picture off to the northwest. So as we play things out today, we'll take you through the noon hour. Now notice the in-between here. There isn't going to be a ton of moisture. We've got falling temperatures, winds cranking up out of the north and northwest. Out ahead of this, it's going to be very mild, warm, somewhat humid, which will set the stage for some mid to late afternoon showers and thunderstorms, depending on where that front exactly is. Snow moving into western Nebraska and now western parts of the Sandhills by noon. This will start to enter our area by the afternoon and evening hours. So North Platte, you're probably not seeing a whole lot of moisture this morning or even early this afternoon. Tri-Cities area, some drizzle or light rain. Might see some showers and isolated thunderstorms here, but your best chance is going to be over southeastern areas here. Some showers, thunderstorms, and severe weather here. Low end chance of severe weather here. Meanwhile, you're changing over to snow here. Almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, North Platte. Maybe starting to see that rain transitioning over to snow. Some pockets of slightly heavier snow with some gusty winds up around 30 miles per hour could lead to some reduced visibility restrictions. I think the heaviest snow will fall during the early evening hours. Meanwhile, the last of the storms will clear out by about 7 or 8 o'clock. At this point, pretty much everybody behind the front, we're all colder, we're all blustery. Through the rest of the evening hours, this snow right in here, we may see a brief period of sleet or freezing rain out ahead of this here, and there's a small chance the Tri-Cities gets in on a little bit of this here, but we're on the very edge of it here. So by midnight, most of it's done. Skies clear up and kind of a chilly start to tomorrow morning, and a little bit breezy out there, but quieter weather returns to start your Saturday. But nicer weather by Saturday afternoon, a bit of a breezy west and southwest wind later in the day. And then Saturday night, not as cold out there, taking us into what should be a bigger warm-up heading into our Sunday. We've got some really warm weather ahead Sunday and Monday. So let's first start with the severe weather threat for later on today. The climate prediction, or the storm prediction center, excuse me, they have an enhanced risk over southeast Nebraska. Now, the latest update that just came out here, it's, as of the time of this recording, it just came out, so I haven't even gotten to move the numbers yet. They have brought the enhanced risk back to the northwest a little bit. Now, it does include the southern parts of Omaha and most of Lincoln, so that's a change since earlier this morning. So an enhanced risk over southeast Nebraska. This is your best chance of severe weather, including large hail, severe wind gusts, and perhaps isolated tornadoes. Slight risk in yellow, marginal risk in green. These are areas mostly for wind and hail, and mostly probably just hail if we were to even see it in the Tri-Cities area. Then there is the snowy side of things, a winter storm or winter weather advisory for northwest Nebraska until midnight tonight, 11 p.m. Sorry, I apologize for that. That's actually going to go until early tomorrow morning, actually, because of the continued winds there. But again, those are going to be mostly for far northwestern parts of the area. As for the snow amounts here, we'll be looking at potential of 1 to 3 inches of snow, but there may be some isolated higher amounts. Those amounts should drop off to the southeast. I think while the Tri-Cities might see some flakes fly later tonight, we probably won't see any snow accumulation, but there could be a dusting to maybe a half inch, maybe a little bit more than that in some isolated spots just north and west of the Tri-Cities area, but certainly the highest amounts over northwestern areas. The biggest question right now is, could we see perhaps maybe a couple of these counties maybe right in here added to the winter weather advisory? Possibly. That is certainly a possibility here. Well, let's look at temperatures out there for today. Temperatures, now again, highs. Some of you have already seen your high for today, but those that have already now fallen behind the cold front. But again, highs today, these are at highs as of basically from 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock onward. But in reality, again, we are looking at falling temperatures as that cold front plows through. Falling temperatures, strengthening northerly winds. The last of the warmth will clear out late this afternoon in southeast portions of Nebraska. Tomorrow morning, we are down into the 20s, a few low 30s in southeast Nebraska, a few teens out west. So kind of a chilly start to our Saturday, but nice recovery Saturday afternoon, mid to upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. Not as cold Saturday night. Most of us will stay in the 30s for lows, and check out Sunday. Low and mid 70s for highs. A mild night Sunday night and a Monday morning with upper 30s and low to mid 40s. And check out Monday. Lots of 70s. Some might push for 80 in southwest Nebraska. Some 60s up north as a cold front begins to slide southward. We'll feel it more Tuesday and Wednesday, but I did take out moisture chances for Tuesday and Wednesday for now for most of the area. So again, today's the busiest day of weather. We've got fog and drizzle this morning, a little rain, possibly some lightning and thunder, and a low end chance of severe weather late today and into this evening. There is also a small chance this evening before midnight for a little bit of a mix of precipitation, but it shouldn't amount to much. Early day high will be in the 30s later today. We see a nice warming trend ahead of us these next couple of days through Monday, and then we cool down Tuesday and Wednesday, but again, I took out that moisture chance. Beyond that, Thursday we are going to be looking at a warm-up, but it looks temporary. Colder air returns by the end of next week into the following weekend. As for the North Platte area, again, it looks worse than it is today. I don't think we'll see a ton of moisture during the daytime today, maybe late this afternoon. So mostly just some light rain and then maybe a little snow mixed in this afternoon, but I don't think a whole lot of that will happen. Winds, we probably already saw our high in the low 40s. I think we're going to be down in the 30s most of the day today, to be honest with you. Most of our snow will fall after 5 o'clock till about 10 or 11 o'clock this evening. Then it moves on out. Cold start tomorrow morning, but a nice warm-up tomorrow afternoon. Much warmer Sunday and Monday. And we'll get a little bit of a cool down Tuesday, Wednesday before we warm back up Thursday. Another cool down comes in at the end of next week into next weekend. As of right now, the Climate Prediction Center says the 13th through the 19th, though, we will be above average. There are signs of us warming back up after next weekend. And as for that precipitation outlook, probably not a lot in our future, the way things are shaping up right now here. So we're going to wrap things up here in a bit here, and I just wanted, before I wrap things up, let our directors in Lincoln know that I will not be doing the cut-in for the Today Show, just so you guys know. Looking at the North American model first here, and we'll just look at all models real quick. You can see that we have some of that moisture. We'll again be watching that thunderstorm chance later today in the southeast, and the snow to the northwest. In between, maybe a little bit of a mix, but not as much moisture there. There's not a lot then this weekend through early next week. It will be pretty quiet until that cold front slides south Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but the moisture chance is not looking great during that time frame. Let's look at the European model, and this one goes a lot farther out than the North American model does. So here's the ECMWF model. It's the European model. And again, we've already talked in depth about today, so I'm not going to get into too many more details on that. And then again, quiet weather through the weekend and early next week. Monday afternoon and Monday night, here comes our cold front, but not a lot of moisture now. The models have really been backing off on moisture chances, which is why I took the chances out of the forecast for our area. It looks like Thursday is going to be kind of a little temporary warm-up. Then comes another shot of some colder air. Will we see any moisture with it? That remains to be seen right now. It does look like when we get to about next weekend, we could be cool and maybe some moisture, but then after next weekend, there are signs of us warming back up a bit here. Let's look at the GFS model here. And again, we've talked about today in depth already, so I'm not going to get into too many details of that. But again, looking through the weekend, pretty quiet, warmer weather. Here comes that cooler air late Monday into Monday night, Tuesday. But as of right now, I took out moisture chances. I just don't think we'll see much there Tuesday or Wednesday. A little warm up on Thursday. It's temporary, though. We're cooling back down Friday and into the next weekend. Could be some moisture around. That's a big question mark right now. It's far out yet. And then we'll see what happens after that. There are signs of hopefully maybe warming up a little bit the following week, though, as we get beyond next weekend. And that'll be when I return to the morning mugcast at that time. I may do a special edition of the morning mugcast Saturday evening, which is next Saturday evening, not this Saturday evening. But anyway, let's take a look at the European model when it comes to temperatures. Again, we are getting colder today and into tonight. Some recovery tomorrow afternoon, though. Big time recovery Sunday and Monday, looking very mild there. And then Tuesday to Wednesday, we cool down. Temporary warm up on Thursday. Then comes the next shot of colder air Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then maybe trying to warm up early the following week. We'll see if that warmer air wants to try to come back into play here. The desert southwest warm air, it looks like it's going to try to want to come back in early the following week around Monday, which would be Monday the 16th of March. And finally, this will be the last graphic I'll show for today. This is the GFS model. Again, we are saying goodbye to the mild air as colder air budges in from the northwest today. But we do get some mild air returning already tomorrow afternoon. Big jump in temperatures on Sunday and Monday. Then comes that cooler air Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday warms back up. Next shot of cooler air, though, Friday and into next weekend. The timing is a little different with the GFS model. But then again, tries to maybe warm back up already. So the GFS isn't nearly as cold next weekend like the European model is, but then tries to bring a push of colder air coming out of the weekend. So there you see the two big differences next weekend between the GFS model and the European model when it comes to the timing of some of that colder air. And so again, the forecast basically, I talk about this with school kids a lot when I talk to kids about weather and forecast accuracy. The farther away you get in time, it's like shooting a basketball at the hoop. And the farther out in time is like shooting a basketball from farther away. You know, a one-day forecast is a layup. You're going to make the majority of those shots. You might miss one every once in a while, but you make the majority of those. But trying to guess, you know, a 7-day forecast, 6 or 7 days out, that's like shooting a half-court shot, you know, or maybe a three-pointer. You're going to make some, but you're also going to miss a lot of them. You know, a 14-day forecast, a 10-day forecast right here like you're seeing there. A 10-day forecast is like a half-court shot. A 14-day forecast is like the 3/4 of the court shot. So just to kind of put that into perspective of what accuracy looks like when you get farther out in time. All right, well, that is all I have for you here for today. So I want to thank you for joining me here on with this Friday morning recording here. I'll be gone all next week here, so you'll have Ian filling in a few days for me, and Luke will be filling in for a few days. My next forecast will come next Saturday evening, which I believe is the 14th of March, and then I'll be back the following week as well to return to my regular schedule. But until then, hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful week next week. I will be back with you in a little over a week from now. Talk to you all later. Bye.